Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am doing another foundation review. Today's video focuses on the new Maybelline Dream Velvet foundation that just came out, and I actually found this at Walgreens, and it was literally right by the checkout counter inside of the cosmetics department, and literally it was underneath the counter. I literally have been looking for this foundation for weeks, guys, and I could not find it until literally I had already given up at the store, and I was walking out when literally out of the corner of my eyes it like popped, and I was like, oh my god, yes. This foundation has literally been all over beauty blogs for like for a month now, maybe two, I'm not entirely sure, but I've been going crazy waiting for this foundation just because I love Maybelline's matte foundation. Though the last one, the Superstay, didn't necessarily work out for me. I ended up giving it to my mom, but the Maybelline Matte and Poreless is literally one of my favorite drugstore foundations. I don't really use it as much as I would like, however it is one of my favorite drugstore foundations and I still have it, so that says something. So that being said, this foundation retails for about $10.99. I think I got it for like $11 at Walgreens, but Walgreens does tend to be a little bit overpriced, and I am in the shade 60 Sandy Beige. And I was going to get 40 Nude, which is more of a neutral tone, but I felt like it was too light, and then 50 was just pink completely. So I went with the Sandy Beige just because it was yellow, and the packaging is color coded, so you can definitely tell what shade you are just based on that. And 60 was honestly the lightest, or the medium tone that was more yellow, and so I went ahead and got this. And honestly guys, after putting it on my face, it is yellow toned, but it's not dark and it doesn't oxidize, so that was one of the things that I was most happiest about, and you'll see in the demo and you'll see at the end of the day how it wears and everything. But I'm happy with this shade selection, and I am happy with this shade, which is Sandy Beige. So if your skin tone is anything like mine, definitely go with the Sandy Beige because it's not too yellow and it's not pink whatsoever, so when you put it on, it's not going to make you yellow. That being said, this foundation is a soft matte finish, so it's not going to be super mattifying, and it is supposed to be hydrating towards your skin. So sometimes the thing with matte foundations is that if you don't prime well, it'll literally get all sorts of like gunky on your face because it dries too fast, and then it'll dry out your skin, and if you have dry patches, it'll like cling to them. I'm definitely excited about that aspect. My only concern with this foundation at the beginning was whether or not the foundation was going to hold up, just because it is a hydrating matte foundation. And sometimes when it's hydrating, you know, having oily skin, it tends to make my skin super oily and it tends to not work out. Another thing about this foundation is that it's not full coverage. This is definitely a medium buildable coverage. So if you're looking for a full coverage foundation, this can get you there, but it is going to take 2 to 3 layers in order to get to that full coverage. Being that I do have acne prone skin and I do suffer from acne, I did have to build it up 3 layers for it to be completely full coverage. And that being said, this foundation did come out with its own little like beauty blender type thing. I didn't purchase it because it was kind of pricey. I think it was like $8 to like $12. And another thing with that was that if you read the packaging, it says like pro tip, use the blending sponge for a sheer application. I don't like sheer application, so I just omitted that sponge because personally for me, when I go find a foundation, I'm not looking for sheer coverage. If I'm going to get a sheer coverage foundation, might as well just wear a BB cream. The packaging of this foundation is kind of iffy. That's the only thing I kind of don't like. The packaging kind of reminds me of the Rimmel Stay Matte Liquid Mousse foundation packaging. I don't know if y'all have seen that at the drugstore, but it's kind of just a tube and like it has like a matte feel to it. And I am wearing it on my face right now. If you're wondering what I'm wearing on my face, I am wearing this foundation. In this video, I'm also reviewing the new Maybelline Master Contour by Face Studio. So you will see me put this on my face, and that's what I'm wearing right now. And I'm also setting it with the new MasterFix by Face Studio. And again, this is like $12, and $10. So for all three, I did end up paying like $38 at Walgreens. So this video will basically determine whether or not I keep everything. So I'll tell you at the very end. So stay tuned and watch the very end to find out if I keep all these products, because honestly guys, I'm really excited. Also, heads up guys, the ending of this video and how the foundation wears was filmed a day before me doing the demo version. Just because I didn't have time to film because I've had my internship and stuff. But in the wear test, you do get to see what the foundation looks after 11 hours of wear. So I didn't cheat y'all. I just kind of cheated the system, but y'all still get the full effect. So that being said guys, let's go ahead and just jump into the demo. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so I am in the shade 60, which is Sandy Beige. Okay guys, so I am in the shade 60 Sandy Beige, and I'm just gonna go ahead and actually take some foundation, put it at the top of my hand, and the foundation is very mousse-like texture, kind of like the Rimmel matte foundation that they came out a long time ago that was also in like a little squishy tube. And so I'm actually just gonna take the foundation, and I'm gonna go ahead and take a brush, and as y'all can see, for the most part, I am breaking out again, and I'm actually breaking out from a loose powder. Something about loose powders just make me break out. I'm actually gonna go ahead and take my buffing brush and kind of just dip it into the foundation. I'm gonna go ahead and apply it to my right side, which is probably your left. So that is one layer of foundation, and as y'all can see, for the most part, it covered everything up. Though I will say that if I look at myself in the mirror, I can definitely see my blemishes still peeking through. This isn't a full coverage foundation. It's definitely more of a medium coverage foundation. So I'm gonna go ahead and layer on another layer and see what happens, guys. And again, I'm just stippling it in. After the second layer of foundation, it definitely covered everything up. If you can see, you can't really see any of my blemishes. You can still see 1 or 2 or 3 peeking through, but compared to this side, which has all my blemishes showing, it covered up everything, and it made my face look very natural, I have to say, which is impressive. The thing about Maybelline is that literally their foundations make your skin look like skin, kind of like how the Fit Me does. Does an even better job, even though it does have a velvety texture, kind of like a MAC foundation does. And so I'm gonna go ahead and do my other side now, and I'll be right back. So I finished applying my foundation, guys, and as y'all can see, my face is literally perfected. I'm really amazed by the finish of this foundation. Although it does have a velvet-like texture, it still looks natural. Although it's a matte finish, it's very soft to where you still have a slight glow to your skin, which I wasn't even sure was possible, but I'm honestly amazed, and I really love how the finish of this foundation lays on my skin and how it makes my skin look, because it does have a subtle glow to it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take the MasterFix powder, and I'm just gonna go ahead and set the foundation. And what I like about this powder so far, guys, I've only used it twice, is that it's really smooth and it really does mattify and perfect your complexion. It really does blur out your imperfection. Like, I don't even know how to describe it, guys, because like literally my face feels like super smooth after I apply this, and it's not even like in the you're cakey or anything. It's just like so smooth. So what I like about this powder is that it definitely mattifies, blurs, and smooths your complexion. There's just something about this powder that's so thinly milled that literally like my face feels so soft after I've applied it. It definitely sets my foundation. And I don't know how to describe it, guys. This is a great setting powder. Is it the best I've ever tried? No. But for the price range, it's better than any of the other setting powders that I've tried from the drugstore, such as the Sonia Kashuk. I've tried the Neutrogena. I've tried a lot of different loose setting powders from drugstores, and I've tried the old Maybelline setting powder. It comes in like a little box, kind of like the NARS, and that one just sucked, and this one works really well. And honestly, guys, it definitely helped I've worn it before, and it definitely helped keep my foundation on all day. However, my only setback is that I think that it's making me break out, but that just has to do with something about loose powders making me break out. I have no idea. I guess they're so thinly milled that they get into my pores easier. Moving on to the contour portion. Today I'm using the Master Contour by Face Studio, and this is a contour palette. I do have it in the shade Light, and it does come in 2 shades, light and dark. I'm gonna say from the get-go, I'm just gonna start off by saying that this brush sucks. But if you're on the go, I think it's a great brush. However, do I love it? No, I don't think it's big enough to like really contour. I think it's a great highlighting brush though. So if you wanna use it for highlighting, I give it a thumbs up. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my Kat Von D Shade and Light brush, and I'm just gonna take it into the contour, and I'm just gonna go ahead and contour my face. And as y'all can see, it gave me a beautiful natural contour as opposed to no contour. It is slightly on the pink side, but I did get the light, so light shades tend to be more pink, which is fine though because it looks... Now I'm gonna go ahead with the blush, and very light. I'm gonna take it on this brush, and I'm just gonna tap it in there, and I'm just gonna put it on my apples and my cheeks. And just blend it in. And now I'm gonna go ahead in with the light, with the highlighting shade. And this does have some shimmer, but not too much. And I'm gonna go ahead on the other side. And as y'all can see, it gave me a beautiful contour and a beautiful highlight. I have to say guys, the highlight is definitely the best part of this kit. I didn't think it was gonna have so much pigment as much as it does, but it's honestly great. But there you go guys, that basically completes the contouring portion. So that completes the demo version of this video. I hope you enjoyed guys. Keep watching to see how this foundation wears out throughout the day guys. So it's now 10:12. It's literally been about 11 hours since I initially put on the foundation. Keep in mind that I only touched up one time throughout the entire day, and this was literally right after I got out of my internship, and like I was starting to feel slightly oily, so I kind of just touched up a little bit with my mattifying powder, and it was translucent, so it didn't add any coverage or anything like that. All it did was, you know, I set my T-zone because I was getting slightly oily, but not unbearable. It literally didn't start feeling unbearable until literally like 30 minutes ago, to the point where like, you know, I obviously need to wash it off. But 11 hours is a very long time, especially for a foundation that isn't meant to be long wearing, or it doesn't have anything that says, you know, it's wears all day, or, you know, 24 hours like other foundations are marketed. That being said, if I look at my face, you can start to see my blemishes peeking through completely. Around my nose, the foundation has just completely like worn out. It is starting to look splotchy on my forehead, like where it's like coming apart, but it's not horrible. Like honestly, like if you're not nitty gritty, you honestly wouldn't even be able to tell. I mean, aside from the blemishes peeking through, I'm talking about like the foundation breaking apart on my forehead. You honestly would not be able to tell unless, like I said, you're nitty gritty, and of course I am. Other than that, the foundation looks good. Honestly, I think I could go another 1 or 2 hours. Obviously, after an 11-hour day, let's be honest, like how many of us like after work go out? Like, I don't know. By then I would have redone my makeup, something like that, you know? So for the most part, it is holding up really well. This did last a whole, you know, 11 hours, which is insane. And honestly, guys, I am slightly oily, and if I were to like fix it up with some translucent powder. Okay guys, so I touched up with a little bit of translucent powder on my T-zone, and the foundation looks just as well as it did a couple of hours. Not like it did at initial application, but it made my face look a little bit more flawless. The foundation doesn't look like it's breaking apart on my forehead. I think it had to do with, you know, the buffing brush kind of just patting it back into place. Overall guys, I definitely did enjoy wearing this foundation. I didn't feel like it was heavy. I didn't feel like it was overbearing. It is a soft matte formula, so it's not, you know, ultra matte, which I kind of liked. I kind of liked that it had that velvet finish that, you know, some MAC foundations have. It's supposed to be hydrating, and I did feel like my skin was very hydrated when I put this on. I felt like it wasn't pulling or tugging at my face the way other foundations have in the past, and you know what I'm talking about if you watch my videos. For the most part, this is just a great foundation, and honestly guys, I did enjoy this foundation. I honestly like this foundation more than I do the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I know that's going a long ways because that foundation is bomb, but I did enjoy this, and honestly guys, I thought that after this I was probably gonna have to return it, but after wearing it and enjoying it so much, I think I might keep it because it's affordable. It's almost full coverage, not completely, but it's doable. It's not something that, you know, shows all my blemishes. It's not a BB cream coverage, but it's not full coverage either. I can definitely see myself wearing this every day. Granted, if it doesn't make me break out. If you want to know whether or not this foundation will break me out, comment down below if I haven't already posted this within 4 to 5 days from the day I upload this. Honestly, I give it a thumbs up, and I haven't given a thumbs up to a foundation in a minute. No, just kidding. But honestly guys, this is a great foundation. I like this more than I do the Revlon compact foundation because I ended up returning that one because I wasn't using it, and it was just sitting there, and like it was like $12. So like honestly guys, but I am definitely going to keep this. As far as the translucent powder, which is still open, but I like the translucent powder. I feel like if you're looking for a great translucent powder that's affordable, I think this is a great translucent powder. It did make my skin look super smooth after I applied it, kind of in the way that the HD powder from Makeup Forever does. So if you like that powder, this is honestly a great kind of dupe. I will say though that I feel like this is kind of caused my skin to have some sort of reaction to it, but that's just me personally. I do tend to react funky, or my skin does tend to react funky to like loose powder for some reason, but if I get a pressed powder, I'm good. I don't know what, it's just how my skin works. But I think that if you have no skin problems, this will be great. As far as the MasterFix contour palette, if you don't have a contour palette already and you need something that's affordable, I would definitely recommend this. Honestly guys, like my contour lasted all day. This is 11 hours later. You can still see my highlight. You can still see my contour. This isn't a contour that I'm in love with, but I feel like for the price point, it's definitely a great option. Would I personally keep this? No, just because I have so many contour palettes already. I feel like this isn't anything special in comparison to my high-end ones. However, I feel like if you don't have a high-end one, this is a great purchase. And like I said, it lasted all day. I did like the tone and I did like the contour color. I feel like it's not too red, but it's not too brown. It's like the perfect neutral. The highlight is great. I honestly felt like it wasn't gonna have any pigment, but once I put it on, it was like a great highlight. That being said, I personally wouldn't keep it, but I do recommend it if you don't have a contour palette because it is pretty bomb. But like I said, I have too many and I need my money, so I'm probably gonna return it. Don't judge, but that's just me personally. Overall, guys, I definitely give this foundation a thumbs up. If you like this video, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you don't like it, give it a thumbs up anyway because I'm cute. If you want to see more videos from me personally, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and if you watched this video all the way to the very end, let me know if you're gonna go out and purchase this foundation because, guys, it's pretty bomb. Like, no lie, I think that if you love Maybelline, if you love drugstore foundations, you should definitely go out and purchase this because it is pretty bomb. I love it. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Diga Panda out. From such a dark color to super light, and how Olaplex managed to keep my hair healthy. Let me know down below and I'll definitely make a video. It's not something that, you know, I can